downrange. Today we are not at the range. We're actually gonna do a little bit something different. We're gonna take some guns apart and we're gonna show you how we clean our guns. This is the Taurus 9mm. It is the G2s. I got this gun for $300 on a special. I got this gun and the rifle that you see in the videos, the 22 semi-auto, all at the same time. But first thing you're gonna do, pull it back, look in here and make sure that there's not a round left in there. You can do the pinky test, make sure there's nothing in there. It's clear. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's all good to go. All right, cock it back forward. Now, the easiest way that I do this is just to grab up here like this, give it a little bit of a pull back to here, and then this right there is a little release and it has it on both sides. So pull back, pull down, let it go forward. Now, you pull the trigger, the whole front slides forward, comes right off. Easy peasy. Now, the bottom side, as you can see, we got a spring that works the action. That just pops right out. And you can set that over here. Now, the barrel slides forward. You can just push this, pick up a little bit, push forward, pick up, and pull right back out. And there's your barrel. It is free floating. Now, you can take this little butt plate off of here all the way out. I don't do that. I'm not really too concerned with it. You can if you want to. Pull the firing pin. Everything will come out of there. And then you can oil it all up. But I'll show you what I do in a minute. I'll actually already clean this gun. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I did. So leave that over here. So first thing you want to do, a lot of Q-tips. This is the key to cleaning a lot of guns. You don't have to worry about it. I use the gun scrub right here. And that's some good stuff. You can spray it on there and you can wipe it off fairly quickly and it takes most everything off. I also use this Hoppy's Lube for lubing everything down. This stuff seems to stay very well and it makes everything slick that it comes in contact with. I use the, I don't know how you say this actually. I don't know if it's, I guess it's just Allen. These little pads to get everything off of it. They work good too. You can use it to run down your barrel. You can use it to wipe everything off. Everything works for that. Now this stuff, the CLP, is what I use actually inside the firing pin. And that's because it cleans, lubricates, and protects everything. So you spray it in there. You can get a swab in there if you want to, but pretty much that's all you really got to do. You can use your gun scrub first, and then you can put this in there after that, and that cleans everything out. This lubricates it up, and you're good to go. But, so the first thing I do is I do my slide first, and I'll just take me a Q-tip and then some gun scrub and spray it all up in here, make sure it's good and wet. And then I'll take my Q-tip and just rub every single thing down that I can see with my eye, you know, get all up in every nook and cranny. There's still a little bit in there even though I cleaned it. Once you get all that done, all around everything, I mean everything, that's what I do. You can even bend these Q-tips sideways like this to get down on that slide where the rail goes back and forth. All the grooves in here, and make sure those are all nice and clean, because right here is one of the things that's going to mess up the function of your pistol if you don't get in there. You don't want a bunch of grit and grime building up in there. It makes it, you know, could cause jams and all that good stuff, and you don't want that. So better you can clean these out is good for you and your gun both. I mean, you don't want to be in the range and getting everything hung up and it won't cycle. That's just annoying. But anyways, so we do that, clean that all up. You can even use some of these if you want to with your finger. It makes it a lot faster than using just a Q-tip every time you want to do it. So once I do that, take some of this stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Screw it. Take it, spray it right down in here. That's where your firing pin is. It goes back and forth. Some of this goes in there. You don't have to be gentle with it. Give it a liberal amount of it. Finish cleaning all this up. It'll probably evaporate anyways, but I like to wipe all of it off. Once it gets down in there and you give enough time, you can take your CLP, shake it up a little bit, and these actually come with straws. Mine's gone, but take it, spray it in there. Don't take a whole lot. This stuff's pretty good. You can run it back and forth a little bit. Do it again. let it set. It'll all drain down in there. Give it another one of these. And the residual, you can just do this. Get you a Q-tip, do this number. And then we'll always finish up on the slide. Since you've already sprayed all of this here gun scrub on there, and that takes everything off. Get you some of your whatever oil you want to use. I use this stuff, it works really well. Take it, dip it in there. You're gonna run over everything again. All over it, just everywhere. And then once that's done, set this to the side. It's not really necessary to clean and oil your spring down. I do it anyways, just because I'm already here, might as well get it done. So I always take one of these out. This doesn't really need but one, so you can either use your gun scrub, which is what I do, spray it down a little bit, then twirl it back and forth a little bit, make sure you get it all off there. Kind of like that. And then you can either use your CLP or you can use your hoppies again, but we'll throw some of this on there and let it roll around a little bit. There we go. We'll set this over here to the side because it's got to go back in there. Now this, your barrel. What I always do is I find it really hard to take and put any one of these pieces over here, look at this, down your 9mm barrel. One of these are for shotguns, the other one's missing some parts. These are old, I've had these forever, but I find it hard to just put some of those down this barrel. So I always just take one of my Q-tips, I'll spray in there with the scrub and just give it a little back and forth action on both sides. Make sure I get it all out. Now look down the barrel, make sure it's all good and clean. If I see nothing in there, I'm good to go. I also spray the outside down, rub it down with another one of these claws with my gun scrub, and then this for sure, after I'm done. This CLP is good, but this stuff I think is better. It's way slicker. If you can find this, that's what I use. After I clean it all up, I take some of this on my Q-tip, or you can even put it on your scrubbing pad with the new one. Just wipe it all down. If you can make it shiny with that stuff, that's even better. Make it look good. And then once you're done with that, you can set it back down. Also, one thing I didn't tell you just now, that's your ramp for your round that's going to be chambered in there. As smooth as you can get that, dude, or as slick as you can get it, the better. You're not going to have near as many jams or stovepipes or any of that crap that you don't want to have while you're at the range. So get that thing smooth, and that's what you want. Slick, good to go. Everything's great after that. Now this part, this is just the frame of your gun, the grip and everything. It doesn't have any, it's got some major functioning parts in there that have to work and everything, but the most part what I do is I don't tear this thing down every time. It would be a freaking nightmare to tear this down every time. So I take my gun scrub, spray it all on there, get it good and saturated, and then the smallest thing I have to work with is that Q-tip again. So I just get all down in every nook and cranny that I can absolutely find to get into everywhere. Just you name it. See it? If you can find it, just get all up in there, twist it around, everything that you can do just to get some penetration in there and get it all out. Even after cleaning this gun, it's still got a little bit of crap in it. So once I do that, I'll take some more of that right there, what I already told you about, the Hoppy's oil. Oil everything down. I even oil the inside here just so my magazine slides in and out real well. I'll throw some oil on that too, just because I don't want to be fighting at the range. But anyway, after you do all that, it's ready to go back together. So lay this here, take a barrel, turn it upside down. Remember, this part, you're going to see it whenever you first buy your gun. That's what that's going to look like on top. So that's all you got to remember. This part's going to go down because that's what the spring hooks into. It's not that hard to do. So let's go over this one more time. Take it in, grab it like this, slide it, push it back. It's locked in. Now on this is plastic and this is metal. The plastic part goes to the front of the gun. You'll see it sticking out the front every time. If you do it this way, it'll want to come through and you don't want that. So do this, you know what you do, it sets on that little hook, push it down, goes right into place. Now I found out that the G2s is a lot harder to mess up when you're putting it back together, because this ramp right here, it's going to slide, and they have to lock into the slide on the back of this. Has no choice, or it won't go together. So slides into there, and you can see it's not going to come back off. Rack it, and you are set to go again. No problems, no issues. Put your mag in, pull back, forward, you're loaded, take it out. It is smooth as you can get. A lot of people like Glocks, a lot of people like this, that, and the other, a bunch of expensive stuff. To me, Taurus is just as reliable. I've never had a problem out of it. It works great. It's not too hard to conceal. This is a single stack, so it fits in my waistband. I can put it on the outside of my shirt or my pants, put a jacket on, you can't see it. It's a nice gun, and it's pretty heavy. It's not gonna have a whole lot of recoil, and it's pretty freaking accurate. So if I was recommending somebody that was on a budget to go buy a gun, I buy Taurus, because they're really well made. I haven't had any issues out of it. But that's all for this episode. Stick around, because Mason is going to show you all how to clean a 380. See you next time.